For edit. Welcome to GameBreakers. My name is still Thomas. I am still here with Allison, David, and Diamond, and they are still questing through the marshes of the Feywild in our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game, A Bard's Tale. You had just escaped the reinforcements called by the giant's massive maddening horn, and back into the foggy, misty marshes. Give me some survival checks as you are racing away. And I am going to count ClickClacks as a stealth check to cover the party's tracks. So you will get the +10 from Pass Without Trace for at least this first roll. That's what, a 10-minute?
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, for the first roll, you'll get it.
I'll look it up after I roll this.
I got a natural 1, so 3.
Plus 10.
Plus
right.
10.
So my first one's
Plus
a 21. I rolled 3 of them. I didn't know how many you wanted me to do. So my first one's a 21.
5?
Yeah.
Jeez. You really survived.
Wow. Ranger be rangerin'. That's,
yeah. I'm immortal now.
Right. I mean, on a roll of a 19, that's a yup.
Yeah.
So you hang behind and sort of readjust the foliage that is disturbed and you know, like start have Lovelace do a little dance over tracks that breaks them up and makes them look natural and old. It just like, how did the rest of the team do? Oh, Stan.
Yeah. Clang, 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 clang.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Stan, I need you to make me a reflex save.
Is that still a thing?
I mean, dex save. No, it's not still a thing. I just got too many rules kicking around in the dome.
Yeah, I feel you on that. 12.
Oh, Stan.
Oh, Stan.
Well, I got distracted by Stan because my second one?
So you guys see, I mean, Stan and Trella are sort of side by side leading the way. Up ahead, there's a big log that's crashed over and goes to one side. Trella starts to go one way, but Stan's just going to vault it. And as she's saying, "No, Stan, wait!" And Stan is waist deep in muck now. And there's like, you know, bubbling coming up. You can feel it filling your armor, and there's bloop, 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 bloop.
The swamp all up in me.
All up in the parts.
This is uncomfortable. This is worse than the beach.
No, it's not.
So, Struana, you'll get to them about the same time as Trella is just one arm snaps a branch off the tree and tosses it out towards Stan. It's like holding one end of it, and she like pulls on you, like gestures to you to like grab her other hand.
So I'm gonna do that.
Grab it.
So I'm gonna grab the other hand.
Where am I for this?
You were back, you know, dusting the trail, but it's. I mean, you'll get there pretty quick if you hoof it that direction.
If they're still pulling when I get there, I have a rope.
Okay.
I have a rope and a trailer hitch.
When you bring the rope and it's attached to Lovelace, she just throws the tree branch to one side and grabs onto the rope. You know, just does the double wrap on each hand. And it's like, Stan, give us a 1, 2, 3. And you will get advantage on your strength test to get you out of
1, 2, 3.
this marshy pit.
Strength. Ooh, I'm good at that. I can do that.
Glad you're good at something.
21.
Yay.
All right.
Thanks for your vote of confidence, Struana.
So you get about halfway out. Your knee. You're still from about the knee down in, but you're sort of like you're extended over and you've about got one hand on the log. Give me a second check again with advantage. Oh!
2 nat 20s in a row.
Well, way to waste one of them.
Boom!
So yeah, at this point, like when everybody heaves, you just kind of use them as directional, and one arm flex your way up and onto the log. Yeah, it looks like you're wearing pants, like furry, mossy pants over your armor. You guys do hear the stomping and crashing has gotten closer.
We should keep moving.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Survival checks again.
That time I rolled a 9.
16.
18.
Okay.
My turn.
Yep. Struana, I'm going to need you to roll me a Constitution save. You come careening around a tree and see that on the other side of the tree is the shadow in the mist of a big, dumb beholder. And you're right on it.
I rolled a 23.
Well,
I rolled a 19.
You just like elbow cover through it, cover your sensitive bits, and you're pretty sure you were okay. Pretty sure. I mean, you're not immediately dizzy. You can make a medicine check to pat yourself down. It would take a minute, though.
I want to keep moving.
Take your pulse.
I can pat myself.
Check your.
I'm gonna keep moving for the moment. Like,
Okay.
It just seems like the best idea.
All right.
And like, once I can breathe again, warn them that I just went through a spore cloud and that there may be bubble beholders in the area or whatever she called them. Spore something.
Gas spores.
Gas spores.
Gas spores. One of my most favorite, very terrifying low-level monsters. Oh, disease! All right. Survival checks again. And once again, it will be up to ClickClack to cover tracks.
This time a 16.
Is Pass Without a Trace gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
12.
26.
Okay. Solid. It manages to pass without incident. ClickClack, they're moving so fast, you have a lot less time to correct. So, you know, sometimes you only roll a 6. But there's a really good chance that 35 has meant they only have a direction and not a trail at the beginning.
Onward.
Onward.
We want to
One more-
start zigzagging.
One more survival check. You guys, like at this point, you took off again at a sprint after the incident. Struana's thing didn't really cost you any time, so you are starting again to hear that fade into the background. You guys are making a pretty good pace.
18.
9.
It's keeping up.
19.
ClickClack's turn.
5.
Too busy looking out for the rest of you people.
Let's see. One moment. I have to check a DC. So I will need a charisma save from you, ClickClack.
Wow.
So you, as you're shifting things, basically you get to one tree that you're sort of wiping off, and you shake it a little hard, and you hear that after the leaves stop fluttering, they keep fluttering, and you look up, and there's little sparks of light. And what did you get on your save?
3.
Oh.
I don't have a charisma save.
Can everyone else give me a perception test?
$22.
Stan, not so much. Stan is boldly charging forward, while Struana realizes that ClickClack is looking up at now a swirling cloud of very, very fine, tiny fairies, and they are beginning to descend on him.
And with my perception, I'm really looking.
Can I get a similar save for Lovelace?
Oh, God.
So that's...
You know how charismatic crabs are.
Right, you know it's a bad day when your crab has to make a charisma save. Jesus.
Like this. Stand, Trella, ClickClack's caught.
Lovelace got a 19.
But Lovelace, always the hero, is like, no!
Maybe you should start rolling for Lovelace first.
No, then he wouldn't be able to move, because Lovelace takes off on a run. Just and they come out of a cloud at the tree and start swirling that direction. They're keeping up. Lovelace is hoofing it, but they fly. And meanwhile, ClickClack is just like staring over his shoulder. It's beautiful. Oh my God, it's full of stars.
You see a giant silver crab at full speed with a stoner on her back.
Yeah.
That is...
Oh.
So...
This is an enchantment charm effect, if you have any sort of bonus or anything on that. And it's from a Fey source. Don't want to rob you of any of your mojo.
I feel like I get something for that. Hang on.
Struana, when you see it, I will also need a charisma save.
I'm gonna... when I see that happening to him, I totally want to say something in the earphone. And charisma save, you say?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, gnome cunning. I get advantage on these things.
Aha!
But
it's not a spell, but it is a magical effect. I don't know if that's...
It saves against magic.
Yep, this is magic.
How about 19?
I like a 19.
16.
Okay, you break free of it. Just barely. So you've shaken it off by the time Lovelace is at full speed, but they are following. Struana sees them and her eyes go wide for a second, but she seems unaffected. What is everybody else doing? You're now being chased by a swarm of shimmerlings.
Trella, what should we do?
Run!
We do that.
If there's anything you can do while you're running, they are. I've seen you throw fireballs. Those are excellent against swarms of anything.
Well, good.
I mean, you can tell me if I'm off here, but I because of what just happened, I kind of feel like Lovelace is in the lead because she just ran.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. I'm gonna
the crap!
We didn't clarify this, but like I'm on the elk because unless we're on foot.
Okay.
If we're not on foot, I'm on the elk because there's no other because I can't keep up with anyone. But yeah, I like lighting stuff on fire, so I'm gonna do that. As soon as I find my fire spell.
All right.
Oh,
Trella's at a run. Stan, are you? Yeah. What are you doing?
I'd be on the steed,
Right.
on my elk.
Riding the crap out of that elk. Majestic as fuck.
Yeah,
No.
I had to spend a spell slot to summon that fucker. Yeah.
All right, so
A
you're
group
madly guiding it at its full gallop.
I have no idea how well a group of things can dodge, but they need to make a dex save.
Not particularly well in this case.
Cool.
I mean, they seem to try and scatter, but by the time they make the shot, I mean, it looks like one of those 2-stage fireworks from 4th of July, like the scattering of multicolored lights, and then the giant boom on the inside.
So they take 29 damage?
And then it's just like little sparkling and dying shimmerlings plopping into the water.
I mean, I actually feel a little bit bad because I think they look really cool. I'm like, oh, dang.
I mean, the whole effect is very pretty, if maybe just a little sad, sorry about your childhood. But they are not the happy pixie fairies. These are little toothy, vicious bastards.
Those are the stories of my childhood.
That's also
Who are you?
You do seem to have made time on the noises in the forest, and it sounds like they're spreading out. Give me one more survival test.
9.
18! Good die. Other die, die jail. This is good die. I need a D ring.
You feel like you've doubled and tripled and crossed and messed your trail up enough that you've lost them. You've made a pretty good clip. It's really hard to tell if you're going in the quote-unquote right quote-unquote direction in the Feywild, but you've definitely made a lot of progress. Can I have everybody roll a Constitution save now after that mad dash?
The other thing I'm just awesome at.
22.
20.
Right.
I feel great.
Natural 20.
Jeez. Nice.
We like the Feywild.
Fear is a powerful motivator.
So you guys end up reaching just sort of there's a broken stone road that like one of it just drops off into the marsh and another one kind of goes off straight, turns into dirt, and you lose it in the trees and the fog. One side of it seems to go like up a hill and then down back into the swamp. There's a crossroads with a rotted out signpost, and you guys have a second to rest, and Trella is just like hands on hips. She has gained a point of exhaustion. That was a mad dash, and she rolled a 4. So,
Is she flying or traveling on foot or what?
she's been flying with you.
But,
Or,
like,
I'm sorry, running. She's
she's the only one on foot.
Yeah. But she's been keeping up. I mean, she is faster than your average warrior.
Right.
She's magic.
Oh.
Yep.
Magic fast.
Right. So yeah, I mean, she's not as fast as the elk, but she's better at picking out paths and has some more options available for her that aren't safe for an elk carrying 2 people. you get to a point where, like, she suggests maybe it's time to take a rest. We've had a skirmish. Take a brief rest, gain our bearings, take a meal. Plan our
Eating
next.
is probably a good idea, but we need to keep a really awareness out for, giant things trying to smash us. Because I think if a giant sneaks up on us, we're pretty bad at this.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Well, Lovelace and I are never asleep at the same time. Unless we're
I didn't know
exhausted.
that before now, but I'm also in no way surprised.
Unless we're both exhausted and just can't not, we sleep in shifts, even if we're in a group.
I'm not suggesting sleep, just a breather, an hour, tops.
Gotcha.
If you guys need a short rest, she will keep up with you if you decide not to. She suggests one.
I can use it.
Let's find
I'm gonna-
off of the crossroads.
I'm going to play a quiet little tune so that folks can regain, I think, 3 hit points.
Okay.
Hey.
I need to relook up Song of Rest to confirm that. I didn't finish writing the card.
So you all sort of quietly, tensely take a meal. Trella has some basic rations she can pass around. You probably have leftover from the hunting you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
The collecting.
I also have full rations because I never use them.
They do go bad eventually. It's
Right. If I've had time to refresh.
yeah. But either way, nobody starves. I don't suppose you light a fire or anything.
Everyone regains 1d6 hit points.
Yay.
Right. And if you would like to spend any hit dice to get hit points back, short rests are good for
I
that.
did. Second win? Yeah. 1 on the 1d6. Sad.
Oh.
And Trella will also heal up a little bit. She's she took a solid hit at the beginning of that fight. But, she's pretty durable.
My hiding in the mud plan worked.
So, you take a brief break. Can I get ClickClack? Could you make a survival check? I assume everybody is going to teamwork to help find a nice, quiet, secluded campsite that doesn't have view of anything. So that'll be with advantage.
20.
Solid. You do.
Sure.
You do. As you're breaking camp, hear the sound far off of sounds like much smaller group than had been following you before. It sounds like it passes. It doesn't seem to stop. Blows right by the crossroads. What do you all do?
I thought that David was the only one who saw it for some reason.
No, he was the one keeping them from seeing you, and you all helped.
That was survival, not perception.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, you all, they're not stealthy or subtle. They boom when they walk and knock trees out of their way.
Be very-
I basically put up a deer blind.
I'd be very quiet and like look at the people who clearly know how to deal with this particular enemy. Like, y'all are pros. Just gonna follow your lead.
Right.
Which right now is ClickClack and Shrella.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking at you, ClickClack. Like, I've fought a few. All I know is that they bleed.
Ideally, yes.
I do know that
How
there's
far away are we
a
from-
long-lasting curse that we've thus far avoided that can twist and deform you.
Ew, no.
Try your best to not be. Is it eye contact or just they see you?
It's they see you.
Try to stay out of their line of sight when possible. Their gaze can do the thing she's referring to.
She just makes eye contact with Stan and just kind of gives an eye roll, like, yeah, sure we will. That's but it's.
How far away are we from Unvala?
I would expect no more than a few hours travel if we keep the pace we're on. We haven't gotten lost.
Yeah.
Y'all think we can keep this up?
Yeah, Thomas. Point of order for that curse thing.
Yeah.
It's if they see you.
Yes.
Right? If they're
Yes.
blinded, does it not have an effect?
I would say that they could not target you. Yeah, it is worded a creature it can see. So I would say a blind Fomorian cannot give you the evil eye.
Okay.
I can only if that Wait, does any part of that conversation happen in character?
No.
Oh.
Thomas isn't there.
Nope. Yep, that was ClickClack going through his encyclopedic knowledge of giants.
Well,
And maybe
he
kind
ever
of.
wants to share.
So after an hour, you take your rests, you break camp, and it's about time to start heading out again. Could you give me a perception test?
Me? Or everybody?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody perceive.
16.
27.
Since I rolled a 1, does it really matter that means it's a 7?
It's a check, not a save.
Or wait.
So you can't critically fail, but a 7 still sucks. So
Yeah.
A 6. I don't see anything.
that sucks even worse.
I think that she's overly concerned about how muck got into her garden pipes, and this is just very distracting to her, and so she keeps having to like check it to make sure they're clear.
Right. Meanwhile, Stan's pants has turned into like little cracked black mud. It stinks more as it's starting to harden and off gas.
Hey, you could grow a great garden with this.
True story. As you guys are beginning to move, ClickClack and it looks like also Stan. Wait, what'd you get, Stan?
For what?
Your perception? Yes, 16.
18.
No, so ClickClack 18. So ClickClack, you are going to see a small shape, kind of like darting out of a tree. Looks like about your size, cloaked figure. It's like darting out of a tree, and it looks like it has taken a position to start to follow you as you're moving out. You see it just sort of like dip from tree to tree. You catch it just, way out deep in the fog.
It looks to me like something my size.
Yeah. With that level of perception, you'd see like a hint of like a glint of an eye, like something that like that reflection of a creature's eyes that sees well in the dark, that kind of thing.
Can I tell when it's looking at me?
You've caught it once or twice, and it is sort of like that sheen of when you catch the light reflecting.
I'm gonna try to, when I can tell it can see me.
Okay.
I see you, you little schmuck.
Can I get a persuasion check?
No, you can't. Because I don't do those. 14.
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
So it kind of like pokes its head out from a tree and like raises. It's got a gloved hand and just kind of like waves back and then hides.
It's
just sort of like looking back and forth. You see it again, like put its head out the tree and go. And hides again.
How far away is it?
It's maybe 100 feet. Yeah, about 100 feet back. Give me a perception test again.
Perception. That's the thing. That's the thing I can do. Hey, come on. Oh wait, hang on. 20.
Yay, advantage.
Yay.
So you see it dart the other way out of the tree and into the mist.
Like it's gone.
Yeah, you lose track a little.
Okay. I press on, but now I know that thing is around.
The rest of the group, like you saw ClickClack go into spasms for a second.
I didn't. Not at my roll. I'm still in the pipes. Like
it was very clear, like I'm clearly trying to indicate to someone. I wasn't just
I'm saying I didn't see it at all. I was cleaning my pipes.
My spasm was completely different than that.
Come out how I wanted it to.
You carry on a little ways. Everybody give me another perception check.
Oh boy.
16.
29.
So you, ClickClack, now see that it has like under one of the root bulbs, I don't know what you call a root system on that kind of like mangrove tree, but underneath the tree, inside the roots, you see it there again, just kind of hiding and waiting next to the path.
How far away?
It's about 50, 60 feet when you catch it. It's no weapons in its hand. It's just kind of like peeking out at you.
Lovelace at full movement. We charge right up to him.
Okay.
Like, clearly friendly. I'm smiling and waving. Because I don't need to use my body to do this.
But you're so bad at smiling sincerely.
Boom! It's not a grin. I have a practiced pleasant expression. I've been studying a bard for a year.
That's true. So you try to smile the Struana way. You guys all see him bolt forward.
I've learned how to look normal.
It comes out of hiding and just puts its hands up, still in the tree, like it's in the like sort of protected. It would be tough for a creature larger than you, ClickClack, to squeeze through.
What do you open with?
You're not supposed to follow things away from us.
The rest of the team will catch up as ClickClack is like, aha, I got to hear. God, okay, social script.
Yeah. we mean you no harm.
What language do you use?
Gnomish.
Okay. It doesn't respond. It seems to like it cocks an ear and just sort of like
I tried.
Shrugs. It pulls its hood back a little bit, and you see just the tiniest, wrinkliest face. Like there's clearly eyes, but like there's no brows. It's just a patchwork of wrinkled skin. It's like 1,000-year-old person was shrunk down, and
like one of those shrunken head apple sculptures.
Yeah, a lot like that. Like something that has been just aged and dried and old and cracked, and it just sort of like pulls its hood back a little bit, and it's like says something in Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Anybody? Now, you guys have caught up by this point while they're trying to establish a common language.
The first thing, like once they arrive, ClickClack just turns around and says to Struana, "Do you speak Sylvan?"
Like momentarily comprehend languages.
Okay.
Like I don't know Sylvan, but I can recognize it's that language. I'm that
like,
well read. I just don't know that I don't speak it.
While that was happening, I was just like, okay, these are the steps I need to take to do the thing. Clear your head. You know that song.
Okay. When you get there, its little tiny wrinkled eyes, little beady eyes go wide. I mean, I should clarify. Are you wearing your eye patch in the Feywild?
Me?
Yeah.
We've never established that I've taken it off.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm going with yes.
Okay. Then never mind.
I didn't think any of these people would be quite so nice to me. Also, that reminds me I need to buy an eye patch. Thanks. Seriously?
So it sort of politely waits for you to cast a spell. You can see it's carrying knives, but isn't making any move toward them.
Okay. So once I'm done with that,
sorry, go ahead.
Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna. You go.
Are you sure? When I see that she's done casting, I gesture to her, to the guy, of like, now say things to her.
Hey! It just sort of waves. It's speaking Sylvan, but you understand it now.
Yeah.
Are you able to speak to it?
No. Okay. How did we do this before? Doesn't ClickClack have a No, you speak beast.
I think you used to have tongues in the wand.
Yes. Tongues is speak any language. You cast understand any language.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can hear it, but what languages do you try to speak to it?
I know Common, Dwarven, Draconic, so I'm gonna try each of those.
All right. It knows enough Draconic to understand you back.
Okay, so I can understand you just fine in any language, but I can only speak to you in this language.
And Trellis speaks both of those, so she's able. If there's a misunderstanding, she'll jump in, but she's listening to the conversation.
I'm also going to so please communicate as effectively as possible for you know.
You're not giants. Why are you here? You're not from here. This is my crossroads. I know who passes here.
I'm just repeating that in common to these two.
Everything you said, very much so. I'm really not from here, and I'm really not a giant.
Yes, all of these things are true. We are just trying to get through without being squished.
On our way on a story.
On a mission from God.
Damn straight.
Well,
See, he knows. He knows.
what is your quest? These are dark times. It must be very important, and I'm sure information would be valuable to you.
Oh, he's one of these.
Yeah, he's one of these.
When you say that, Trella and Com is kind of yes, it's a darkling. They're well known for their underhanded dealings.
Oh, that wasn't in character. That was David saying that.
Oh, okay.
That's
She then will make that comment like, of course, a darkling is going to try and sell us information in a war.
that was way too knowingly sarcastic for ClickClack.
Far too genre savvy.
Yes.
I think that we have the assistance we need unless someone else needs information. And then that. So they're, trying to sell us info, and I said that we have the info we need, so.
What kind of check is it to get just a basic read on this guy?
Insight.
Worth a shot.
Can I help? I can't help with that, can I?
I'm not trying to show I'm doing it, for one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems great.
He is absolutely the most trustworthy thing you've run into in the Feywild.
I'm not just. It isn't just a can we trust him. I'm trying to get a read of like, is he healthy? Is he trying to? Does he read like an agent for somebody? Like, I'm trying to get any idea of his deal in general, not is he good or evil.
All right. Well, he's probably working for the Giants. With the natural one. No, yeah. I honestly, you just don't you don't have enough context for the situation. But Struana, if you would like to make a knowledge nature check.
I like doing that.
Well, my nature's a lot higher than that.
Oh,
I know things about things.
Okay.
18.
All right. Can I also get, if you would like to do it?
I didn't know nature would apply to a shyster.
Right, I'm looking at Stan shaking his head like, just another little weird thing in the Feywild.
22.
22. Darkling, as that was mentioned by Trella, is the type of Fey that Unvala is also a Darkling. He's an elder Darkling. So there may be some association there, but they also, Darklings as a people are not well regarded. With your roles, I mean, we've mentioned that they're sort of the persona non grata of the Feywild. They're on the outs. Yeah.
So I know that this is a Darkling.
Yeah. Trella just referred to it as such.
Declared it as such, yeah.
Yeah, and with your roles, you realize that this is one of the not elder Darklings, the sort of more standard ones, and it's clearly been touched by the curse.
So, without doing as much, so Trella speaks both Draconian and Sylvan. We've established this because she's basically keeping up on this conversation like, bitch, I wasted a spell slot on you? We are looking for a Unvala.
His eyes go narrow.
Yeah, alright, so this one I'm doing an insight check. Now I am. I rolled a nat 20 on that.
Nice.
My plus is 9, so that's a 29, so it's not bad for a...
You get such a good read that you can see that he is also right now making an insight check on you. Right? He's clearly reevaluating everything he thought about you. You're not just material plane interlopers that have the bad luck of being caught in the Feywild. No. Like you're here with the name. There's a whole new. It's not quite suspicion, but it's not not suspicion.
Who are these people?
Right, it's a more wary curiosity than he had before. Unvele.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we're on a mission from God.
Gad.
The Great Morden.
He looks now as though like something now might genuinely be listening from the trees, like as though he is worried. No one looks for Unvala unless they want something to die. He's very expensive. Perhaps I could kill it for you.
I owe Unvala a favor.
Oh.
And wait, I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to phrase this. Hold on.
Now
Well,
you die.
And he is complicit in my mission. So, like, I'm gonna lean in and turn my face in such a way so that Trella can't see me. Like, see my face and say, so don't get in our way. And then, like, as if that hadn't happened, lean back. So, if you're interested in assisting, we can have that conversation.
So it sees and is visibly like struck. And Trella definitely sees him get visibly struck. You see her see him see you. I saw you saw me see him. I saw you see him see me before.
This little tiny line I'm walking keeps getting narrower.
And she sees you see her see him see you. So
I literally just rolled my own wisdom check to see if ClickClack knows whether or not to blow this for you.
And ClickClack saw her see you see him see her see you.
Because
Here in the house that Jack built.
It would have made perfect sense for him to see her reaction to what Struana did and go, oh, it's just her eye thing, it's fine. But his wisdom won out, and he did not do that.
Good. You caught Trella's reaction of like, oh,
not to tell people. We had that conversation. We don't tell people this.
And that's why he remembered.
Yeah.
So the Darkling is kind of like, you trade powerful favors indeed, mistress.
Well, that's going to give it away.
I can lead you to the master assassin himself. I know the quick ways.
I'm gonna just look at Trella like, what do you think? My face will say that, not my mouth.
It's definitely safer if you can trust this thing. She seems doubtful about the whole endeavor, but she realizes now that it has like taken a shine to you for some reason. You used up fight. She knows exactly the reason. Let me give her an Arcana check. Let me do it. She gets it. So you see her like as like he says mistress, and as she's putting two and two together, she like there's something that's not computing in the whole thing though. Like, okay, pact with an archfey, that's pretty standard around here. I know I like my book club has 3 of those, but why is the Darkling? So You see like some emotion on her face of her like trying to work through a puzzle. She's got a conundrum that she's working on. The Darkling, just like, I would not lie to you, and you know why.
Does my insight check hold, or do I need to make another one?
No, it's it holds. He's sincere. Like he has gone from questioning to like, oh, I see. This is some, this
is the main storyline. I found the main storyline, guys.
Aha!
I was over here on a minor quest and thought I lost that guy. He was here. He was in Kvatch the whole time.
I hate it when that happens.
You see ClickClack and Lovelace exchange a look to each other like Jim at on The Office.
Like, I believe that we can trust him to get us to Unvala, which is our goal for this part. Are we willing to follow this? What's your name? What can we call you, rather, is I guess what I would phrase that as.
Yeah.
I am Shellid.
Shellid.
Is there any payment required or cost to this?
Oh, you have paid a toll. And I will be rewarded. Pay it.
I don't like it.
I don't like how any of that sounded.
But
Jella just rolls her eyes. She's like, Darklings are by nature cryptic and threatening. They can't help it.
I think that it's that following him, I mean, if nothing else, it's new and exciting dangers instead of more giants and gas wars.
He looks a little cross. She said it in common. He didn't hear it. I can get you there quickly and safely. But I must warn you, the Master Assassin's villa is surrounded.
I would think.
By the giants. It is a stronghold of this domain, and if they destroy it, they weaken all the hold of the Feywild on the place.
Well, then I guess we gotta get there and formulate a plan to get past them. Or something. The tactics is not my strong suit.
Tell me, mistress, can you fly? Has the Dupquatha granted that gift to you?
I can, for different reasons.
Trella
seems
to have just figured out a piece of the conundrum.
Does she look upset?
Not really. She looks puzzled. It's one of those answers that just has more questions behind it.
I'm watching for this, by the way. I'm just keeping a close eye on her.
Okay.
I can make all of us fly.
All of us?
Well, it's like, I can't make everyone fly. I can get myself and 2 others.
Strella says, I can carry 2 of you. Maybe 3.
Well, if I just light up you and you can carry Stan and...
Ooh. I could only get maybe Stan and one of the small ones. The crab, though.
No. Yeah.
Are you having this conversation in common?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If one of the flyers is Lovelace,
yes,
she can carry me and the Darkling.
Okay. So, Trella, if you can carry Stan, then I can make all of us fly. Yes, that's a thing we can do. Stan, are you okay with this?
Sure. That was great.
Now, that will leave your elk behind. Do you want to...
Oh. Wait. She's offering to carry us?
Struana's trying to figure out the logistics on a fly spell.
I can only make up to 2. I can make me... Oh, wait. I can make Trella, the elk, and Lovelace fly instead. Because I can
what I was
ride
just about to say.
Yeah.
the elk. Wait a minute.
You don't have to be one of them.
As long as we're all game to fly, this should work.
Yeah, it's...
We can fly, we can fly, we can fly.
Yeah, basically. But on bagpipes.
Oh, good.
So are you going to be riding, like playing the bagpipes, riding an elk while flying?
Essentially.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
It's Flash Gordon meets Braveheart.
Oh,
Shellid is wringing his hands, like, just unconsciously a little. Looks like, and he looks just besotted with your elk. Like he's kind of like looking up, and he tentatively reaches out a hand and sees if the elk's cool with it, and just sort of like pets its knee.
like, oh, you made a friend.
It's beautiful.
Stan, what is your elk's name?
Lawrence.
Yep.
It is now. So in Draconic, how do you say Lawrence in Draconic? That's gonna be great. But Stan has named his elk Lawrence. Lawrence is a good friend, essentially.
Well, you are quite the group. He looks at the Eladrin. And you? Where are you all from? The human, the dwarf, and the gnome, I have guesses. They seem from far, far away, but you are clearly local. But I haven't seen you at my crossroads, and everything passes through here in the marsh. Where do you come from, Miss Eladrin with the good hair? In Sylvan, she will give her full title, Dame Trella Goodmane of Dewglimmer Vale, and I am assigned to guide these adventurers in their quest. I don't suppose that you're here officially, then. No, I am not. You know I'm going to remember that. I do, and we'll talk about it later. And he sort of makes a gesture once you have all the logistics figured out, and she pulls him up close. He looks a little like, oh, clearly then I wanted to ride on the elk or with somebody nice, but this lady's mean. and he takes you up in flight. He says, usually it's not safe to fly over the marshes, but I know the routes that no one does. It's part of the magic of living at the crossroads. so I can get you safely over the marsh without getting you lost and sucked into the plane of air or something worse.
Mm.
It takes a little while, but you follow his directions. He seems to a lot of it seems to be going by smell and almost like he's resistant from going a certain way, almost like it's too bright for him in one direction. So he has bearings that it doesn't seem like you've had in the rest of the this entire trip once you hit the fog. And you see the fog breaks at a certain point as the marsh dips down into a great bowl. You can see there's sort of terraced, marshy steps that go down. In the center of it, you can see poking above the mist, there are massive giant heads. And maybe a dozen, maybe a half dozen. It's tough to tell as the fog is still kind of moving and will cover some and open others. And they are fighting a skirmish with a picket line of treants.
Man, I watched Attack on Titan. This is...
I don't want to kill trees.
I don't want to kill treants. We're on the side of the treants.
Yeah, they want to kill trees. And it's a slug match. There's a couple, a few from either side engage and then kind of pull back. It's an engagement. It's not a pitched battle. They're probing and weaving and trying to, catch a good shot without spending too much in the exchange. You see behind them there is, the stereotypical windy road up to the broken tower off a cliff. It could not be more, I would say, cliched. It's right out of the storybook. It's sort of would have been a two-pronged tower, but one of them has crumbled completely and the other one is hanging precariously off the cliff. It's at a sort of crooked angle, just the way it was built.
The tower from The Last Unicorn?
Yes. Yeah, that's probably where I pulled it from in my brain, when I was okay, fantasy tropes, and the indelible mark that made on my childhood. Yeah, that's... and you see, you're just, lonely tower, occasionally shrouded in fog when it billows up that high. And he can lead you past the skirmish line right to the steps. Unless you want to fight.
Not on the way out. Or not on the way in, at least.
All right.
Save it.
You can hear me growl over the earpiece.
Get a check.
No. Before this conversation, as it comes into view, you hear a low feral growl erupt from the gnome because this is giants fighting trees.
You'll get your chance.
I know.
I'd go with you if you want to just start killing them now.
We need to finish what we have to do first.
Right. Yeah, Trellis shakes him and is like, focus. Keep the murder to a minimum. I know you can smell blood, but try and keep on task. So you land at the stairway. You're able to get into the tower, and you get up to about the way, and he's like, wait. You don't go in the doors. Oh, no. The only safe way is to climb around the side. It's easier for small people than big ones, but the way up is deadly on the inside. But there's a special path that you can climb through if you're quick and clever and dexterous. And he looks over at Stan. He says, or lucky.
There's some reason we can't just fly to the top of the tower?
I don't think you should surprise him is all. We could.
I just feel like we should just lead in with the giant brazier and just like, yo, Unvala, sup?
Solving the problem by leading with the bra.
He can attack the bra.
That's your answer to everything.
Wave it like a flag, you know.
Yeah.
Don't shoot.
Or pretending to drop in like it's a double parachute.
Is
like
there...
using the fly spell, but it looks like we're just dirty puppies.
Is there no way to let him know we're coming?
What would you suggest? You know him. Can you get a message through?
Somebody small and short and dexterous, looking pointedly at him, climbing up and letting him know.
Certainly, if you'd like to wait here, I can announce you. And he looks down at the battle below. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Great. What do you guys think? Are you ready to climb a tower, or do you want to surprise Unvala?
You're great with the options.
At least it's a team decision.
You're in range for like a message spell.
I don't have one of those.
I do.
Didn't know what your options are.
Thank you. I had no idea how the distance was working. So.
Yeah, well, what's the range on message? It's like a ways, right? Oh, but you have to be able to see them and point at them, if I remember right.
I don't think you do. Oh yeah, you do. That recognizes what my brain is saying.
Yeah, never mind.
Like, no,
there's a higher level spell that does it better, or animal messenger, or what have you. Like, I didn't know if you guys had a way, but you are next to the building he is reported to be in.
I say we should just walk up.
Oh no. It can be a target you're familiar with.
Okay.
It can be a target you're familiar with, not just one you can see. But they have to be within 120 feet. So if I know where he is, and he's within 120 feet, I can be like, yo, Vola.
It would only take one less treacherous climbing check to get yourself to with 120 feet of kind of that like topmost tower that's sort of teetering precariously off the cliff, which is where he is most likely. Oh, but you
can
fly.
I do that? Yeah,
you're fine. You can fly to within 120 feet really easily.
So,
sorry, I just trying to make problems for you.
So, Unvala, I and my party are here to visit you. This is... State our names. Everyone who's coming in that window, I'm going to say their names so he has a heads up.
Are you
We're going to come in through the window.
Are you going to mention Victoria's Secret?
Not till we get in there.
Okay.
And he can reply, right?
Yes.
One message, one reply.
How could you possibly have come here now, of all times?
So let's just go ahead and cast that again.
What's going on?
There, like a French double door that's like rickety, storm shuttery. That's on the cliff facing side. Looks like it used to have a balcony there that has rotted out. It just has like one triangle support left, more like a perch. The doors swing inward, and you can see at the threshold a tall, pale figure
I think we're going that way, guys.
Real quick, because I'm terrible at keeping these people straight. Remind me who this is.
So ClickClack, upon seeing him, you remember Unvala as the fairy that you met at the genie's feast, and took an immediate shine to Struana and offered to carve a path to her goal. That was banished by Boronor in the airship and sent back to its native Feywild.
This was our friend that was going to help us against the dragon and then got sent away.
Yeah,
okay.
he struck several very, very sound blows in the against Boronor.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Carry on. Thank you.
As we're hopefully flying up there, it's I'm distinctly interested to know what you mean by this time. I hope you will welcome us. No!
Oh no.
Hey.
All right. Well, the oh no didn't make it in the messages, but. Oh, you broke David. Good.
I keep trying to explain what made me laugh so much, but then I think of it and I laugh more.
I'm just laughing because you are. It's great.
It's because your natural reaction was to turn to the camera and go, no! Usually when something comes this way, the natural thing is to turn this way and walk, but you went, no!
It's because I knew what had happened.
That's good camera presence.
I know what. It's just like I know what my crap lanch is gonna do.
And it was such an adorable, pitiful little no.
Tee.
Oh God.
Oh, my mouth hurts. Okay.
Oh.
So the figure just sort of like turns and walks in to the into the dark, foreboding tower. Giggle, giggle, giggle.
I'm sorry.
No, it's.
Oh.
Maybe we should end it there tonight, Thomas.
Well, I think
Giving me giggles is not fair.
we could. I think we could pull off another conversation, another scene or two,
And I'm okay. I will think about other things.
My phone, by the way, is at 11%.
All right. Well, we will race to the bottom.
Okay.
So Unvala turns and heads inward.
We follow.
We fly up there, I hope.
Yes.
Okay. It feels rickety and unsteady, like when you put on it, like it doesn't feel secure. But your flight style is maintained, so you're okay.
I would imagine the engineer could tell by looking at it that this thing is wanting to fall.
There is no physical reason that it should be up right now. Like that it defies conventional physics. Everything about gravity says this thing should not be standing.
The engineer goes, "Oh, magic, right?
Right?
Fuck physics."
Storybook physics. The Shellet jumps off and kneels before Unvala and says, "I brought them to you, Master. They were wandering the swamps. They would have died with the giants, but I brought them here for you." And then he just scuttles off to the side.
What language did he say that in?
Unvala turns. He takes a seat in just like a rickety, rotted, sort of like Queen Anne's Victorian style chair. There's a window behind him that's just socked in with fog. "Come, sit. This tower should stand for another hour or two. I'm afraid I have not much to offer you by way of provisions. I expected this place never to be used to take company. But you, Struana Hardjaw, do show up in the strangest places."
That's what being the protagonist is like.
In such times. To what do I owe this visit?
Well, all the things you... There's two parts. Part one is ClickClack, the favor, if you would.
Yeah. You see him still mounted, turn around, reach in, and pull out a giant bra. That I have to imagine unfurls like parachutes in midair.
My face is making this, "I'm so sorry." Or like not even "I'm so sorry," but on the edge of like, there's that like, "I don't know if this is going to be uncomfortable for you, and I'm ready for whatever your reaction is going to be."
He seems exasperated. Like he's
I'm holding it up like a comforter. And you just hear from behind it the gnome go, "We were asked to bring this to you with her regards."
Shellet, put it with the others. And Shellet goes and like pulls an old tattered curtain, and there's just heaps of like weird like scent perfumed handkerchiefs and other bits of ladies' delicate things and wilted flowers and all, just piles.
I'm like nodding. I essentially expected this.
Giant panties.
So
a dildo with a totem pole.
And Unva looks at Trella and says, "Well, that explains you. But not that. Not exactly."
In return for bringing your response gets us a chrysanthemum, which might be important for the next thing. The first thing that we started.
also sorry you got banished and stuff.
He looks at you as like, "I appreciate you remembering, and I accept your apology. I do notice that still, all this time later, none of your list of things included opening a door."
That was the thing that we started. That was the thing I was literally referencing. The thing we started. That's fine, though.
Oh, I as the GM didn't catch the innuendo. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the innuendo I was trying to make. Can we pretend? Can I roll to have made an effective innuendo?
No, he's very insightful. He'd have gotten it.
Okay.
Right, the
Like,
I was trying to I was trying to innuendo say, so this thing, which gets us this thing, which helps with the thing I'm supposed to do that you know about doing, and that's my next step. And I didn't. Dan is clearly a better person than me, but I have been deeply concerned for your well-being. I'm glad to see you in one piece.
I appreciate it, and I'll remember that. Well, I accept your token. But that's not really why you came all this way through a war zone. If it was just to get the lady's token, you could have found another way, couldn't you?
It was the one offered to us, and you were the name.
So you expect me to do what, then? Just leave this place? Follow you again?
I would hope that you at least would know where the door is.
No. Nor could I.
What is the part I'm missing?
I don't know the part you have.
There's a piece of the story I'm missing.
Well, we have an hour, at the very least. The trees should hold until then. I'd be happy to tell you the story. I won't stop any of your companions from buying us time. But he looks to Trella for reasons that are complicated by oaths. I shall not join you in that endeavor. Trella looks at him and if this falls, that your Duke, your Vicomte, could lose hold of this whole area. Yes. Yes, in fact, I'm counting on it.
You want it to fall?
I do. And he looks pointedly at Trella. In fact, I engineered all of this.
I'm just making the well, that's very interesting, tell me more face this whole time, because if you make this sort of interested neutral expression, people keep talking.
Trella seems horrified. Just they're gonna destroy everything. What are you doing? And he speaks to her in Sylvan. If, as your duty compels you, you would like to go down and die next to those treants at the bridge, I won't stop you. Frankly, this story is not for your ears anyway. She's gives an icy cold glare, takes Shellid, and says, "Come on." And so she's what are we going to do? We're going to kill them all. All right. He gets a wicked gleam in his little wrinkled eyes.
I am gonna turn to ClickClack and Stan and say, the more you hear, the less you may trust whatever happens next.
I want to go fight with treants.
Yeah.
You can go or you can stay.
I've been waiting to be told I can go outside.
All right, so you charge down the way. The flight spell is maintained, right? Okay, and that's like an hour for concentration. So you can concentrate on that from up here, Struana, if you would like to remain. Or go ahead.
One more time, what did you say? I missed the first part of that sentence.
You can concentrate on their respective flight spells from up here, and that's like an hour, right? Concentration for an hour?
No, it's not an hour. I think we're pretty much near the end of it. But I can cast Levitate on them instead if I...
That's probably going to be less helpful. You'll be able to fly down to the battle, and then we'll call it like the end.
Yeah.
Or not safe enough to stay in the air after that because it could wink out at any moment.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
If I'm notified of that, I packed my hang glider.
I know you did. I was just thinking.
But we got to worry about Stan too. So.
Cannonball!
Before they go, I'm gonna go ahead and recast the that one spell on that particular crab. Protection from evil and good.
Okay.
On Lovelace, and the Armor of Agathis on Stan, which gives you 5 temporary hit points, and if anyone hits you, they get +5 cold damage. Your armor basically looks like it's covered in frost.
Mm-hmm.
Frost.
Nice.
Like a beer in a commercial.
Yeah.
All right. So as they're charging down into the fray, Struana gets a story told to her. We will cut there and figure out the rest in our next session. Thanks for watching. My name is Thomas. This is Allison, Diamond, and David. We have been playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition of Bard's Tale. If you liked what you see, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you want to see it get better, hit up our Patreon. All the links are in the doobly-doo. From everybody at GameBreakers, have a good game.